Alright guys, we got a new challenge here, the Divisor challenge. And it says create a program that asks the user for a number and then prints out the list of all divisors of that number. If you don't know what a divisor is, it's a number that evenly divides into another number. For example, 13 is a divisor of 26 because 26 divided by 13 has no remainder. Okay, cool deal. So the first thing we need to do is let's ask for some information. Let's ask for a number. So let's do a number. That's my variable. And let's say we're going to get some input. Please give me a number. Okay. It's like that. So now what this is going to do, input is going to ask for some information from the user. And it's going to store it into this variable called a number. So let's print it out. Print out a number. And just so we know what we're printing out, I'm going to print this is the number that the user chose. Alright, so let's run this, see what happens, and let's talk about it. Please give me a number. 5. This is the number the user chose. 5. Okay, seems pretty straightforward and simple. One thing we need to remember, when we use this input, it automatically takes this in as a string. So if we tried to do some math on this, if we tried to do, let's say, the number plus 1, it's going to give us an error. It's going to say, it's going to see this as a string, and it's going to try and add 1 to it, and it's going to give us a problem. Even though it says 5, still a string. Let's try it. Please give me a number, 5, and then, error. Alright, let's change, let's see if we can fix this. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and turn it into an integer. So we're going to use, an integer is a whole number, so what we're going to do is we're going to change this into an int. So we're going to take this whole statement here, this whole thing that says input, please give me a number, and we're going to turn it into an actual number that the computer can read, because when it takes it in, it's a string, and then it's going to store it into this variable here, a number. And let's try this again. Let's do 5. This is the number that the user chose, and then it said 6. I put in 5, but then it added 1 here, and now it's 6. Cool. Excellent. It's working great. Just to prove to you guys that this is what's happening, I'm going to change this to A. Let's just do A. And let's remove this. This is the variable, so whatever is stored there, it's going to go here. So now A is equal to this integer of please input a number. So let's print it out. Please give me a number. Let's do 5 again. Okay, now 1 plus 5 is 6. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so now we have a variable and it stores a number. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Okay. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to need to take this, whatever number the person enters, and we're going to need to get a list of all the numbers that could possibly go into it. So 6, or let's use 12. 12, its divisors are, and I'm just writing here, we're not doing any coding here, I'm just kind of talking to you guys. So 12, its list of divisors are 12 and 6 and 4 and 3, 2, and 1. And how we can look at that is like this. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 is also 4 times 3, and 12 is also 2 times 6. All of these equal 12. So we know that if we took 12 and divided it by 4, it would go into it evenly 3 times. Same thing with this one. If we took 12 divided by 2, it would go into it evenly 6 times. So let's leave that there. So maybe we can keep this as a template of what we're doing. Okay. Let's see what we can get. Let's do result is equal to A divided by, and let's just do a number. Let's do 2. So now what's going to happen is it's going to take whatever number they put in, and then it's going to divide it by 2. And let's print that out. Print. Let's print this is the, let's do this is the number divided by 2. Okay, and then let's take, and then we'll print out result. So this is printing out result, and so let's do this right here. Run. Give me a number. Let's do 12. This is the number that the user chose, and it says 13 because we added 1 to it here. And then it says this is the number divided by 2. Okay, neat. That's even, so we have 12, which is what I chose, and then divided by 2, which is 6. I'm going to get rid of this little +1 here. A. Run that again so it looks a little bit better. We're going to choose 12. This is the number that they chose. 12. This is the number divided by 2. 6. Okay, so we know that that works. Well, what if it didn't work? What would we have gotten? Let's do it again, and this time let's choose 13. This is the number that the user chose divided by 2. Well, if you look right there, it's now 6.5. So any number that has a decimal is automatically going to not be a divisor. Correct? Alright. So we got a little bit more information here. And I'm going to show you guys how to use, let's use something special here. Let's use the modulus. Let's change this. Modulus. And we're going to use those 2 numbers again. Modulus. This returns a remainder. This returns a remainder. So whenever we divide whatever the number that the person chooses up here by modulus 2, it's going to divide and tell us what the result is, what the remainder is. Let's run this. So we're going to choose number 12. Push enter. It's going to use modulus on it. This is the number divided by 2, and then it shows the remainder because we use modulus. 0. Let's do it again, and let's do 13. Last time it was 6.5. This time it is going to give us the remainder of 1. Okay, so now let's use our skills that we've acquired, and let's do a little bit of fancy footwork, I guess is what we could call it. So let's do if A is, let's do result. So let's change this result to remainder. Remainder, and let's print remainder, because that's basically what we're going to need here. If remainder is larger than 0, do something. Or actually, let's do if it's equal to 0, let's do something. So let's do if remainder is equal to 0, print this number must be a divisor. And then let's print out. Okay, so let's just do that for right now. Let's see what. So maybe this will start pulling together in your guys' head. So let's run this. Well, we got to get it right before we can run this, huh? What mistakes did I make here? Print if remainder. What did I do? Oh, if it's two equal signs, if it's exactly equal to. Let's run. Please give me a number. Let's do 12. And this one should have a remainder of 0. And so it's going to tell us this is the number divided by 2. And then it has 0. This must be a divisor. Let's run it again. And this time we're going to use 13. And 2 does not go into 13. So it's not going to print that this time. It's not going to say it. This is the number divided by 2. So let's add another statement here. Else print 2 is not a remainder. And this is just for us to try and visualize what happened. 2 is not a divisor. Is a divisor. And then we can make it even more fancy. We could say of, and then we could print out the person's number, A. And then do this again, of A. Alright, so print if remainder is equal to 0, print 2 is a divisor of that number, whatever the number we chose, and then else print out 2 is not a divisor of whatever number we chose. So let's run this. Dang. Oh, commas. Silly goose. Alright, here we go. Comma, comma. Try it again. Please give me a number. Let's do 12. And I'm also gonna get rid of this stuff here because it's getting in the way. Run this again. 12. This is the number divided by 2. 2 is a divisor of 12. Well, we're making some good progress here. I'm also gonna take out this one here. Let's take out this one here too. Alright, we're making some good progress. Run. Please give me a number. 13. 2 is not a divisor of 13. Run it again. 12. 2 is a divisor of 12. Perfect. Now let's choose a larger number and see if it works with it. 797. We know this number is odd, so 2 is not a divisor of it because you can't cut it in half. 2 is not a divisor of 797. Let's run it again. And we'll do 798, which is even, and 2 should be a divisor of it. Push enter. 2 is a divisor of 798. This is just what we're looking for. Okay, so this statement right here, if remainder is equal to 0, it will tell us if this is a divisor. It makes sense. It works with multiple numbers. So now all we have to do is make it where this works with all the numbers from whatever the person chooses. So let's stop there, and I'll make another one. We'll make a part 2 after this.